The next topic we're going to get into is what puts all these topics together. And that is the lies. What lies have you been fed? What lies have you been taught? What lies are part of your everyday life? Because again, the educational system is part of teaching you those lies. Making sure you are educated in the areas that you should only be educated in. The media, feeding you daily information. Making sure you are fed only what you should be fed. The political system, telling you what needs to be told in order to make sure that their agenda is met. And the elites, making sure that all these are in play and functioning beautifully so that they have what they have and keep that is what they have. Finances, which control it all, the foundation, the primary that makes all this happen. And the awareness. How much are you really aware? What do you really know? And I'm telling you right now, please investigate everything that I've said. Research it. Find out about it. Ask people. Talk to your friends, neighbors, co-workers. Ask questions. Because I'm telling you right now, you have been lied to. And you continue to be lied to on a daily basis. And you will continue to be lied to till the day you die. Why? Because the system needs you. I am standing before you right now telling you I no longer will buy into these lies. I no longer will participate in these lies. I will be that which will throw the wrench into the system. They need you to buy these lies. They need you to believe these lies so that the machine functions as it's supposed to. Without you, none of this functions. If you don't agree to these lies and don't participate in these lies, then everything falls apart. And if everything falls apart, then you become afraid because like, what am I supposed to do? At that point, guess what? You live the way you were meant to live. And you be who you're meant to be. But the lies prevent you from that. You need to be that perfect little cog that makes everything else turn. Well, again, I'm telling you, I'm no longer doing that. I will not turn the way they want me to turn. I will not spin the way they want me to spin. I will not be where they need me to be. I will simply be. Which means I will no longer participate, which I'm asking you to no longer participate. So ask yourself, what were you really educated on? Why only certain information and not the others? Why is there only certain things that your school system tells you? Why is there only certain things that society allows you to know? Why are there things that are classified and top secret kept from you that yet affect your daily life? Media. What is it that they're truly presenting to you? What are these true news organizations telling you? What about all these corporations and other organizations wanting to buy their product? Is there truth behind their advertising? Is there truth behind what is they're selling to you? What about the politics? Are they telling you the truth? Are the people that you put in power to represent you really representing you? Are they really for your best interest? Are they sincerely creating rules and lines and guidance that's going to serve you and your community to benefit you, mind you? Remember that, to benefit you. Are they really doing that? And the elite, who are they? Who are these elite? Who are these magic people behind the curtains that you only hear of but never see? That everything seems to be, even as I'm telling you right now, seems to be placed upon the responsibility of all this taking place. Who are these people? Why don't you know? And the finances. This entire monetary system that is a monopoly game that you are in. How did it come to be and why does it continue if you understand now that it doesn't really function? It's actually extremely dysfunctional, worthless, and worth less than what they tell you it is. And awareness. How aware are you really? Stop lying to yourself. Stop creating a delusion. Stop living in a facade. Stop being part of this fantasy world and be real. Be here with me right now. And let's end these lies. Why do you believe that somebody, again, deserves to have a 20-bedroom home and you live in a 1-bedroom apartment? and that you don't have the right to have enough to get by, but they have the right to have more than they need to exist? Why do you believe that in a nation where there is boundless amounts of food, people still deserve to go hungry? Why do you believe that we need a fast food place on every corner? Because if not, you can't get what you need. Process all of that, because these are all lies to you. Why is it one community has 100 liquor stores versus another community having one? Why does your supermarket cost more and have lower end products than a supermarket where it costs less and have higher end products? Ask yourself all these questions, because these are part of the lies you are fed on a daily basis. When you're told there isn't enough, but you can see clearly that there's more than enough. When you are told there's no room or no access, when you can clearly see there are more people who are accessing and fit in there. So again, why do you allow these lies to exist? And that's what all this is about. One giant game of just pulling the wool over your eyes. One giant game of creating delusion of facade to keep you so distracted, to keep you so misinformed, to keep you so confused that you don't even know your head from your tail. And they do that again to make sure that you just go about your business. Because the second you start asking questions, the second you start wondering what really is a lie versus the truth, you get confused. You don't know, and you have no place to turn. You can't turn to the educational system because they started that. You can't turn to the media because they're reinforcing it. You can't turn to your politicians because you already know that they're out for themselves. And there's no way of reaching the elite because they're inaccessible. And you can't go to the financial system because you don't have enough money to be able to start your own place or your own organization to get the real truth. So you lead back to having your own level of awareness. But again, if you don't have this, then this is all you have, the lies. And that's all you believe, and that's how you exist every day, and that's what you pass on through generation and generation, and that's what you live in with people standing right next to you. Now when you go somewhere and they tell you, this coffee needs to be sold for $5, because if we don't, then it's impossible for us to make it. Really? I find that hard to believe. Because if I can go buy something at stores in my area that are discounted for 99 cents, that in another store maybe costs $5, then there's some kind of huge discrepancy there. And the truth to that is the profit margin. The lies lead back to making sure they have exactly what it is they want, and usually more than enough. And making sure you have just enough to get by, but not enough to where you'll stop doing and being what they need you to be. Because again, the second you do that, the whole system falls apart. The second you stop believing these lies, I promise you, things can and will change. Everything will change. Not only in my life, but in your life, and in your environment and in the world around you. But it's required of you to understand you have been and are continued to and will continue to be lied to by all the organizations, by all the systems that are in place, by all the people that supposedly are out for your best interest. You need to understand, if the church can lie to you, the people that supposedly are touched by God, why do you believe that nobody else can, including you lying to yourself?